Well, hello everybody. My name is Bob Friedenthal. I'm the owner of mycity.com. I've been in the internet for many, many years, and that's why I dyed my beard gray, just so people knew it. Um, I'm lucky enough to be interviewing Charles Hamilton. And Charles, why don't you give us your credentials, tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, thank you, Bob. I am a CFP. I'm a certified financial planner. I work a lot with attorneys. I work a lot with closely held business owners. I am also a CDFA, which is Certified Divorce Financial Advisor, which means I also work a lot with people who are going through the divorce process. I am based in Los Angeles, California, and I've been doing this for about 11 years.
So you're not new at
No, no.
it. Who do you want to meet? Who is it that you like to meet?
Well, I am very involved. I do a lot of community service work, a lot of nonprofit work. I work a lot very closely with the Los Angeles Rotary Foundation. I'm currently the vice president of that club. I'll be president of the club in a year and a half. We do a lot of community service, a lot of outreach with the homeless. Um, it's very rewarding spiritually, and it keeps my calendar full as well, which keeps me out of trouble. Um, my social circles are pretty close. I spend a lot of time with my girlfriend. I spend a lot of time with the Rotary Foundation, as you already know. I don't get to spend as much time with my daughter these days as much as I would like to because she's now a freshman at UC Santa Cruz, so she's up the coast a little bit.
It's a good school, party school.
Yeah, and she is.
She is party animal.
Oh, she's having a good time. Yeah,
Oh
definitely.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Those are the best years of your life is when you're a freshman in college.
Absolutely. She's keeping the grades up though, so I don't say much about it.
There you go. That's the key to the party as hardy as you can, but you know what? Your grades are ultimately so important because it's where you end up.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. All right, so tell us more. Tell us about who you want to meet, the vocations you want to meet, that kind of
Well,
stuff.
again, I typically work with attorneys. I work with closely held business owners. I work with a lot of real estate professionals, and I do also work with people who are going through the divorce process. I divorced myself a few years ago, and learning from some of the mistakes that I made, I'm out there trying to help people avoid some of that hardship and pain and make that process a little bit easier.
It's really true. If you don't feel the pain, how do you know what the success is? You have
This is true.
to, in life, you're feeling pain along the way
Yes.
and
So
then
I'm trying to
learn.
bring some people the yin to that yang, as it were. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. But typically when I meet with somebody for the first time who's considering working with a financial advisor, I take them through a discovery process. Our first meeting usually focuses on, bigger questions like what do you want your financial life to look like 10 years from now, 20 years, maybe even 40 years from now? What sort of financial goals do you have? And that might sound kind of cold and clinical, but a lot of the time it dovetails into what are the hopes and dreams? What do you really want your life to look like? If your goal is to stop working at some point, are you just going to roll out the lazy boy and the remote control? Or are you going to sail off into the sunset and have it look a little bit prettier than that? It doesn't really matter at the end of the day as long as I have an understanding of what's important to you. And so we have that conversation. And one of the big questions that we uncover in that first meeting is, well, what have you already done to be on track for those goals? Maybe you max out your 401k every day since you first started working at McDonald's. And you've been doing it ever since through your entire career, and your plan is looking pretty good. Maybe you're going to inherit millions and millions of dollars and you don't even really have to worry about it that much. Or maybe you're just starting out with your financial planning. Maybe this is just occurring to you that maybe we should start saving for the future. Um, However that looks, we get a clear picture of what's already been accomplished in line with those goals, and then we schedule a second meeting. And what that meeting shows people is the analysis that I've prepared for them, which is if we keep on doing exactly what we've been doing and we don't change anything, how close are we going to come to hitting those goals? What's that actually going to look like? Are we on track? Are we off track? If we're off track, is it a little bit? Is it a lot? I help them get some clarity around that and really show it to them. And then, if it's looking good, then I may be able to help people who are relatively on track save a little bit in taxes. I might be able to help them come up with a better retirement distribution plan, meaning how are we going to access those assets? I may be able to help them figure out what they want their legacy to look like, even though they're on track for retirement. What do they want to leave behind after they're gone? And if they're off track for those goals, the conversation might focus around how do we build in better discipline to save more money? And if we are carving that money out of the monthly budget to save it, where are we going to put it? I talk a lot about asset allocation. That's a big tenet of financial planning. But one of the things that I like to talk about as well is asset location. Where is the money? We probably have some money in the stock market. We probably have some money in other places. But I want to make sure that when people get to the goal line, they're able to start pulling money back out of the plan in a way that's efficient. It's efficient as far as taxation. It's efficient as far as reducing market risk, all really towards the ultimate goal, which is we want to make sure that we don't run out of money before we die.
That's the key, isn't it?
Yeah.
I got an interesting question. Did you grow up rich, medium, poor?
My father was an attorney. And so we grew up kind of on the nice side of middle class. We did okay. We
Yeah.
weren't we weren't filthy stinking rich, but we
Yeah.
were we were we were doing all right.
Yep, yep. My dad had lots of money, but
Hmm.
he had a philosophy of not giving it to his kids.
Right. Well,
And
my dad, as much as he might have been a successful guy, money was kind of a taboo subject. So where we didn't necessarily want for anything when we were kids, we also didn't really learn these things. And I think that a lack of financial planning in this country is a real epidemic at this point. People don't really know how to save money. They don't build the discipline in when they're young. It doesn't get instilled in them in this country, which is unfortunate. And that's one of the things that I try to help with.
yeah, it's a sad part of life. My dad had money, but he didn't give it to his kids. He gave nothing to his kids. I was so poor when I graduated high school. I worked as a janitor and I drove a motorcycle and I lived in a guy's garage.
Wow.
So, but you learn from it, no
You've
matter.
developed an appreciation for these things.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
God, yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's invaluable. And so in doing so, he gave you maybe more of a financial education than you might have thought.
Yeah. Yeah. So true. So true. So true. I'm
Yeah.
I'm a Vietnam era veteran. I was with NATO when, the United States was in Vietnam, and I enlisted in the Navy rather than getting drafted. It was 1 year they got rid of the college deferment. So I enlisted and I spent my entire time with NATO working in Norfolk, Virginia,
Hmm.
not going to Vietnam. And I was choice grade AB for going to River Patrol. So you never know. You
You
just
never know.
never know how your life is, but protect yourself, prepare yourself for the future. And that's what you do for a living. I think we covered a lot in a very, very short time. And I think the key to this is this interview gives people a feeling of who you are and what you do. They say that it takes 15 to 30 seconds for people to size somebody up. That's why I started doing interviews many, many eons ago. I started doing interviews because I knew that if I can help people get their personality out, it's better than typing, right? You don't get
Definitely.
anything from typing, from AI, from any of that stuff. It's the personality, it's the person that makes all the difference. So again, let's do this. Go through, give us your credentials all over again.
I'm a CFP. I am a certified financial planner. And I am also a CDFA, which stands for Certified Divorce Financial Advisor. I have various insurance and investment licenses as well. I'm a wealth manager, and I help my clients with holistic financial planning.
Where are you located?
Los Angeles, California.
Perfect. Okay. Um, And my name is Bob Friedenthal. Um, I've been I've done hundreds and hundreds of these interviews. And of all the things that I do, I love them. I'm also a LinkedIn consultant. I have a staff of people that work for me, but this is the fun part of it. To get to know, feel the emotion of the person that you're interviewing. There's nothing that's better than this. So I hope you enjoy this watching this interview because it's a good one. You can reach me if you have any questions at 310-736-5787. That's a mobile number. And you can also reach me at I'm under Karen, Caryn, and Bob Friedenthal, Friedenthal. You could also email me to mycityalerts@gmail.com. So thanks everybody for your time. I hope you enjoy this. Give me some feedback if you have any positive, negative criticisms. We want to hear it. So thanks again.
Thank you, Bob.